Okay, you good? You can do however you want, one
see.
or two, it doesn't matter.
You can do it.
Don't care.
You do it. Well, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Russell Williams. I'm director of EThOs at the Citadel, which is the big white building straight across Tower Square Plaza from Little Nashville. I want to thank you for joining our EThOs Power Lunch here at Little Nashville Cafe, which is a mix of networking and also leadership development lessons. We meet on the third Thursday of each month, and we'll meet the rest of this year through November. And I've got some great leadership teaching partners that's helping me provide this each month, and that includes Carrie Martin. Carrie is here today, and also Darla Harms, of course, who's presenting today, and Dr. Brooke Jacobs, who presented last month, and she'll be back. I want to thank our co-sponsors for making this possible, and if you're from this organization, would you give yourself a shout or a hand raise? I want to thank SI Now for being our co-sponsor for this event, and also the SBDC Small Business Development Center over at Carbondale. Thank you all for not only sponsoring, but for being here present and being with us today. So if you don't know those folks, please connect with them today and find out what they do, because they are awesome, fantastic. We are Facebook live streaming this today, and I want to thank Union Street Arts and Luke O'Neill right over here. Luke, yay. Thank you for doing this. In the past couple months, we've had several hundred people join us on the Facebook live stream, so we want to thank him for making that possible, because you may have heard about this on Facebook and now you're here, so that is super fantastic. I also want to thank our host, Little Nashville Cafe, Matt and Shay Moore. They're behind the bar, and they've done a wonderful job in preparing for this group today. We're thankful for you guys hosting us today. EThOs offers a lot of no-cost workshops that help nonprofits and small businesses grow, and they start and grow and become better, and we're very thankful for that. And I want to introduce Tom Harness. In 2 weeks, he has the next workshops coming up, so I want to give him just a couple seconds here. 30 seconds, 45 seconds, what do we agree on?
45.
45 seconds, here we go. This is Mr. Tom Harness from Harness Digital Marketing. Give him a hand. Woo.
Thanks, Russ. Just real quick, so we get Darla up here. I know everybody's here. So on Thursday, May 29th, I'll be giving a class at EThOs. Doesn't cost anything. We're optimizing voice search with ChatGPT. And so what that means is more and more of the younger generation is actually going to voice search assistants. And so you need to make sure that your business, your nonprofit is set up for that, so when they search, you can rank high in that. It's actually one of the most underutilized resources for small businesses. I've been working really hard on getting educated a little bit more and more about ChatGPT, teaching those. A lot of our classes that we have at EThOs are with ChatGPT, and so I'm just looking forward to providing that. And so if you'll sign up for that, I think we've got half of it's already taken. I think Tara's got that list. But anyways, if you have a marketing team, you have a business that has a marketing team where you want to learn more about that, please send them. Again, it doesn't cost anything. And there's 2 setup workshops for that, from 11 to 12 and 1 to 1, 11 to 12 and 12 to 1:30 to 1:30. There you go.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, very good. You still have 5 seconds.
Thank you.
Do you want to sing? No? Okay. Also want to announce another summer course at EThOs that I am presenting this summer. It's called How to Work with Complicated People. Yeah, I just saw you glance to the person that's next to you, right? So we all have complicated people that we work with, live with, maybe do customer service and provide services to. So this is an awesome 9-week course that meets on Wednesdays from noon to 1 o'clock over here at EThOs in our conference room, and I get the privilege of facilitating that. It is awesome because it's a dozen folks that are just like you who are trying to learn how to do things better in their world. And so we all deal with complicated people. It's based on a book called How to Work with Complicated People by Ryan Leake. And it's going to meet starting on June 18th and run through August 13th. And so since it's a very limited 12, 13 people in the room, please look at that and possibly register. Registration has already started for both of these events that we just announced. Registration is found at ethosmarion.org /events. So you can find out more about those events. Register for those. I want to introduce our speaker today as Darla Harms. Darla, this is the biggest group we've had for the EThOs Power Lunch. More than 50 people in the room, maybe 60 people in the room today too. And so, Carrie, I'm sorry, Darla's going to do this from now on. No. But we're very thankful to bring the gifts and skills of Darla Harms. She is Associate Director for the Southern Illinois Salvation Army, and she's the facilitator of CollabHERate and LeadHERship initiative. She also is a fellow Maxwell Leadership Team member, as I am, and also she's an Arbor Institute graduate in their Leadership Development Program. So would you give a hand to the very special, gifted Darla Harms.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here today. Anything you can do with Russ is worth your time and your money. And anything that Tom Harness teaches you, take as a grain of salt. He's a great guy. I've learned a lot from him, and because of him, I use ChatGPT all the time. So, welcome today. Again, I'm Darla Harms, and I do want to give a special shout. I know there are some women here from the CollabHERate and LeadHERship initiative. So if that's you, would you just give a shout? Okay, awesome. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without Alicia Carruthers, who helped me get going several months ago, and we are now currently probably at 60 to 80 women every month doing LeadHERship development. So it's so incredible all throughout Southern Illinois. And I'm so glad. I'm not really sure why people listen to me. I'm still kind of dumbfounded. I come from a very small town in western Nebraska. I graduated in the middle of my class. I would say that my leadership journey has evolved over the years. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's something that I feel like I have a leadership lens, that I look through the world through a leadership perspective. So one thing you should know about me, I guess, is that I don't like feet. I have a foot fetish. Anybody else have a foot fetish? What are you pointing at me for? Like, what? Like, you're like, Carrie Martin. Okay, so when I married my husband 23 years ago, I said, don't ever ask me to rub your feet. I'm not doing it. They're disgusting. I will never rub your feet. I don't care how bad of a day you're having. If you're on your deathbed, I'm not doing it. So unfortunately, that fetish of mine got in the way of an incredible opportunity several years ago. So my husband's mother lived in Seattle, Washington. She was diagnosed with cancer, and we traveled out there to see her. It was our last time before she passed away. Now, my mother-in-law, when she would come to visit, always got a pedicure. She had pretty feet. Always great nail polish, cute sandals. In fact, it wasn't uncommon for her to leave her sandals for me. They were so adorable. So when we went to visit her, she was, unfortunately, cancer, the radiation and the chemotherapy can cause your body to swell. And her feet, God love her, she needed a pedicure. And I knew that. And she is sitting in her chair, and over in my mind, I'm like, why don't I get a basin of water, put some soap in it, get some lotion, trim her nails, and paint them. Why don't I ran through my head all week. You know what? I never did it. And to this day, I regret that I did not get over my fetish and just get out of my comfort zone and serve her and love on her and be influential in that moment. So since then, I hope she forgives me. I know she's in heaven and I'll see her again someday. But it strikes me on my leadership journey, and probably yours too, that there are so many times that we have opportunities to serve and love on people that we don't take. We don't move forward. It's maybe out of our comfort zone. In fact, my good friend Carrie Martin and I were just talking about that we need to get out of our comfort zone and do things differently. And so I wanted to kind of craft a leadership message that was different, that might inspire you to think beyond just the moment and think long term. So what is your leadership footprint? What legacy do you want to leave? And I think legacy, we kind of get tired of it. But really, it's a powerful word. And if we're not focused on building our legacy intentionally, I promise you, you are doing that whether you know it or not. You're leaving a legacy. It's just, what is it about? So I want to give you 5 principles I think will help you and equip you, okay? So the very first one is an important delineation in leadership, and that is your footprint is influential. So I, of course, love Maxwell. I think Russ and I figured out that we were at the same Maxwell training like 12 years ago in Orlando, Florida. I lived in Nebraska at the time. I'm not sure where Russ was living, but you know, there's like 2,000 people at a John Maxwell certification in Orlando. So I don't know if we ever talked to each other or not. I just thought it was amazing that we were there at the same time and have the same vision for that. So John Maxwell teaches the best leadership definition I've ever heard. And listen, I've got a master's in leadership. I've read dozens and dozens of leadership books, but this definition is the best. And it says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. It's influence. So how many of you, raise your hand, have influenced somebody? You all do. Every one of you are influencing, whether you know it or not. You have influence. So that makes you a leader, whether you like that title or not. I don't know how many people I've met over the years. I started my leadership business 12 years ago. I've worked with thousands of folks, been very fortunate to speak with lots of different people all over the world. They don't want to be a leader, but they want influence. So use them simultaneously. It's semantics. You are being influential whether you know it or not. So why not do it on purpose? Right? Okay, I love this quote by Leonardo da Vinci. The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and of art. I have never thought of the human foot as art. Never crossed my mind. I just don't. However, I don't know if you know this or not, when I was preparing for this, I found out that your footprint is as significant as your thumbprint or your print, right? Or your fingerprint. That if you were at the scene of a crime, and nobody do this, okay? So I'm giving you information, but don't use it for wrong purposes. A footprint is as identifiable as a fingerprint. Not so much a shoe print. So if you're going to do that, wear a shoe, I guess. They can still find you, though. They'll still find you. But a footprint, they can go back and look on your birth certificate. You meant those little baby feet that we all think are adorable and cute. It stays the same. They can identify you by your footprint. So your footprint is unique to you. There is nobody like you. Not one person in all of history is like you. You are a unique individual. So why not use your uniqueness to be influential on purpose? Okay, here's something else I've seen. Too many people are trying to be something or someone they're not. They simply don't know who they are at all. Have you ever met that person? I mean, I've worked with clients from junior high to in their 80s. And that statement can apply to anybody on that perspective. I'm especially concerned when I meet a 50-year-old, I'm 52, so I can say that doesn't know who they are, that has no confidence, that has low self-worth. In fact, I've developed a 1-hour training program on how to live and walk in your self-confidence and your worth. Because too many of us are handing it to somebody else, and we don't understand it ourselves. So you need to be uniquely you so that you can influence people the way you were created to influence them. All right. Your footprint comes from the inside out. I don't know if y'all know, you have a little handout. It's not very big. It's just a little note card on your table. Your footprint comes from the inside out. Your shoe is not your footprint. Your soul is. Okay, grammar people, don't freak out. It's a play on words. Your soul is, okay? I love this quote by Les Giblin. It says, you can't make someone feel important in your presence if you secretly feel they are a nobody. What's inside of you spills out. You can't fake it. I've worked with thousands of leaders. I'm telling you, you can't do it. You can try. You can dress it up. You can put the most beautiful shoe on a foot. But at the end of the day, the foot still needs a bath. It's still going to need to be washed. It's still just a foot. So why not work on the inside? You guys ever see Dr. Pimple Popper? I know this is a bad time to bring her up. Is everybody done? The bathroom is over there. Okay. Ladies, come on in. There are some seats right up front. That's where people who are late have to sit. So you get to sit right up front. No, it's really okay. Come here. This is Carrie. He'll take really good care of you. Okay? Right. If you want to see what's in someone, just squeeze. And whatever is inside is going to come out. The good, the bad, the ugly. If you're working on the inside of yourself and you squeeze, guess what? Amazing things are going to pour out of you. And as a leader, as you grow, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen to you that you don't like. Because leadership is hard, or everybody would be able to do it well. So if you're working on the inside, focus on that, not the outside. Nobody cares what you look like, by the way. And if they do, they're probably not worth your time. How many of you care if somebody drives a really, like you go to a leadership event and you afterwards you look at their car? Do you care? How about their clothes? I mean, first impressions matter. I get that. But is it about what they wear? I hope not, because the most influential woman in the world, one of the most, Mother Teresa, could have cared less about that. And you want to talk about a woman who knew her footprint and was influential. She got it right. Then we have another beautiful woman. I love to watch documentaries on Princess Diana. Incredibly gorgeous woman. But it wasn't her outside beauty that attracted us to her. Although I do like her clothes. I'm not going to lie. She had cute hair. It was what was inside of her. And that's why she was such a threat, right? Because she was beautiful on the inside in a culture where outside was more important. And it scared them. So work on the inside. You want to have a legacy, what's inside of you matters more than the outside. So get help, go get training, read books, go to a therapist, go to Russ's masterminds, come to my leadership stuff, go hang out, go learn from people like Tom. Go to Martin Parsons' stuff that he does that helps you understand your business and legal issues that you might have. Go and learn. Stop waiting for somebody to hand it to you. That's one thing I've found over the years, that people are just waiting for something to happen. This last week I visited a BNI. It was wonderful. Susan, there she is. She is such a good BNI president over in Carbon. I'm so impressed with her. There was a gentleman I spent some time with afterwards, and he's like, I want to be a public speaker. I'm like, great. What are you going to talk about? I don't know. I'm just waiting for somebody to call me. Like, dude, why would they call you? I mean, I'm sure you're awesome. I mean, you've got a cool name. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to out him in front of all of you. But I'm just saying, like, you got to go make something happen for yourself. And you got to look bad at first doing it. And then when you get good, you're going to start getting phone calls. And people are going to show up. And they're going to want to hire you. But you have to go do it. Nobody's going to do that for you. So work on yourself and then go make it happen. So things happen to you when you make things happen. Can you hear me? Did I step on that? All right. Number 3, your footprint makes a path for others. So we're all leaving a footprint, right? We all leave footprints as we journey through life. Just make sure yours is worth following. This is a quote by Bob Teague. I don't know if you understand. Does anybody know who that is? Oh, good. I could have quoted somebody and you wouldn't have even known. But anyway, if you check him out, he's amazing. He was a football player back, I don't know, 50s or 60s. And he became the first African-American reporter in New York City. So he made a footprint for himself. So if you want to leave a leadership legacy, you've got to start learning from the legacy of others. So many of us want to jump from baby steps to graduation at high school on our leadership journey. And when we live in a world that is like prime, I want it in 2 days, I want it now, it doesn't work like that with this concept. It is something that takes time. And your legacy isn't going to develop overnight. It has to be on purpose. Russ, a couple months ago, did a session on, was it the Law of 5, Rule of 5? And it was like, tackle 5 things a day. What can you do to get better at something? And he's right. John Maxwell says leadership doesn't happen in a day. It happens daily. You can't go to a leadership conference once a year and be a leader. I'm sorry. You'll go get some great things. You might get an idea, but you're not going to be a leader. If you go work out one day a year, are you going to be buff? Of course not. That's my fault. It's not working for me. You have to do it daily. 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Read, listen to podcasts, watch a YouTube video. We live in an information society. There is no excuse for you not to get better. None whatsoever. I was talking to a company once, and this gal was like, I want to be a better leader. Great, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm not getting up early. Don't tell me to do that. Get up early. Stop it. That's why you're not growing as a leader. You got to do something that nobody else will do. I like to sleep. Well, maybe stay up late. I don't know. But if you're not going to do what you need to do to become a leader, then maybe you shouldn't be one. Right? Okay. Here's the thing about being a follower. Good leaders must first be a great follower. I think people want the title, they want the position, they want the money. I've watched my husband build a railroad legacy, just lead men and women all over the United States in the rail car industry. And then when we've gone to live, and he's ran a rail car plant, people will often come and say, well, I want to do that. I want to be like that. Well, yeah, he can take the day off. He's the boss. And I'm like, if you had to deal with what he has to deal with, you wouldn't say that. For you to get there, you want to jump from here to there without doing the work in the middle. So be a good follower. Be a great follower. Years ago, I used to work at, we lived here 16 years ago. We moved away, and now we're back to the area. I worked at Unity Christian School, where I know that gal. That was a long time ago. I taught her daughter in a junior high leadership class. It was so cute. They're the cutest. But when I was there, I was what I would call a positional leader. My mindset was, I just need what's next. And what I didn't do was learn what I needed to in the position that I currently had. All I could do there was be a bit of a drama queen and critique those that were above me without actually taking a moment to learn from them. Because if you all know Debbie Barnett, which I'm sure you do, who was my boss, how much did I miss? Because of my ego. Because I was positional, because I wasn't a good follower. And to this day, I've regretted it, because I know Debbie Barnett's a good leader. Because upon reflection and looking back, I missed out on a lot. Right, Tricia? Okay. So, learn what you need to learn as a follower, because eventually people are going to be walking in your footsteps. Learn what you need to learn, because whether you know it or not, people are watching you. All right, number 4. Your footprint is not dependent on another's. Mahatma Gandhi says, I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. Some of you are not moving into leadership and building your legacy because somebody's trampling around in your mind with their dirty feet. Somebody somewhere said, no, you can't do it. When I was in the 6th grade, my teacher labeled me with a learning disability. In the 7th grade, my teacher, I did those standardized test things. I guess I didn't do very good. And she said I would never go to college. Okay, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm not very smart. So their feet were trampling around in my head. Well, I did make it into college, but I was flunking out because I didn't try. I didn't think I should. And then one woman, another professor, said, what are you doing, Darla? What is wrong with you? You are a smart, intelligent girl. Why are you flunking out? This is ridiculous. You better come and see me in my office 10 o'clock tomorrow. Don't be late. Okay, so I did. I switched my major. Because I didn't think I was intelligent because of those dirty feet, I didn't know how to study. She sent me to the Academic Success Center, and I went from a D student to an A student in one semester. What do you think that did for my confidence? Getting rid of the dirty feet. I started believing something about myself that I hadn't ever believed before, and I wish I had because I graduated in my master's program at the top of my class. I regret not having worked on that in high school because maybe I could have had a scholarship. Maybe I could have done something else. So be careful who's trampling around in your mind with their dirty feet. Okay? And don't be afraid to question it. Well, so-and-so said it, so what? Be confident enough to know yourself. What is it that I need for myself right now, and go get it? Okay. One of the words I pick, sometimes I pick a word every year, and this year my word is sure-footed. I had no idea I was going to talk about feet. Isn't that funny? Sure-footed, because one thing I've noticed in my own leadership journey is that I kind of waver back and forth based on the opinions of others. I am easily swayed, or used to be. I'm not anymore. So I want to be sure-footed because people will come at you, they will come over you, they will come behind you. But if you're not sure-footed, you'll get knocked over. And you'll lose sight of what you need to be doing. Okay, number 5. Your footprint is going to change over time. Maybe not the little things on your feet that identify you, but your foot is going to change. I used to wear a size 8 shoe, and then I had children, and my body changed significantly, and now I wear a size 9. Anybody else, ladies? Okay. Whatever, it frustrated me, because if you go up in size, you need, But I'm telling you, it never went back. I don't know what happened. This one time, quick story, I was 40 weeks pregnant with my oldest son, who is over here, and he was a big guy. And I had, preeclampsia, where you swell up. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I don't remember. So, but my feet were huge, and no shoe fit, none whatsoever. So it's summer, it's June, it's hot, and my husband, who's over here, takes me to a shoe store. And they found this awkward, flip-flop that finally fit my shoe. This is a grown-up shoe store, right, where it's fitted and it looks nice. And they got a flip-flop. And they were like, that's beautiful. Your foot is so pretty. I'm like, oh my God, be quiet. This is ridiculous. But I just thought it was brilliant. I'll never forget that. How they made me feel in that moment about my foot. And then life happens, and a 9-pound, 12-ounce baby boy was born. Yeah, ouch. Okay. All right. The other one, he's over here too. He was 7. It was a little peanut compared to his brother. All right, number 5. Yeah, your footprint's going to change over time. So, no man ever achieved worthwhile success who did not at one time or another find himself at least 1 foot hanging well over the brink of failure. So, John Maxwell taught us this, that life is a road, and this is a man, everybody, if you don't know who he is, you need to know who John Maxwell is. Read 21 Laws of Leadership by him. It's a must. Go. It's better than any leadership academic book you will ever read. 21 Laws of Leadership. There's a workbook. Do it. Okay. He said, the man leads millions all over the world. It's like a road, right? And success and failure are on the side. When we have failure, we go into, right, the ditch. And we learn. And we reflect. When we have success, we go into the ditch. And we learn and we reflect. And then he's like, get up and get back on the road. The problem in leadership is that we're hanging out in either space way too long. I don't know, I had a failed business a couple years ago. It was a personal professional development business for women. So I was like, I don't know if I could ever teach leadership to women again. But I am sure glad that I got back on the road, because I wouldn't know some of you that are here. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to spend time with you if I hadn't done that. Okay, some of you are like the high school student who was like the football champion, no offense, okay? And you're hanging out back when you were 18 years old, still celebrating a success that's no longer really relevant. It's time to move. Go get a new success. Go get a new win. Move. Neither space is healthy for a long period of time. They're actually both filled with dysfunction and ego if you stay there too long. So false humility is still pride. You hang out over here, you feel like a failure, you feel like you haven't won. Oh, woe is me. Move. Get back and keep going. Over here, oh, look at me, look how great I am. You know what? Enough. Get over yourself and get going. Move. Get on the road. All right. Conclusion. So, I began studying about 2 people who I think, are we about done? You're moving. Okay. That I think are profound leaders that get overlooked. Their names are William and Catherine Booth. 150 years ago, they started an organization called the Salvation Army in England, and they were trendsetters. They were different. He was a pastor, but he was very frustrated with the way the church was operating at that time when it came to serving individuals in poverty. So he decided to be a trendsetter. He used his influence to start the Salvation Army, and he created something that has lasted 150 years. It is the greatest humanitarian organization in the world. In fact, it's probably one of the longest standing churches in the world, because the Salvation Army is a church. It just looks very different than other churches. And that's why I like it. So being their associate director has been profoundly impactful for me, to learn from leaders who have used their influence correctly. It wasn't easy. If you read anything about them, they weren't popular. They had a lot of resistance. That's not how you do church. Why are you helping those people? This isn't the way you should do it. And they ignored it. In fact, I think they ticked a few people off because they were sure-footed and they kept moving. He worked on the inside. His leadership came from the inside out. And I don't know if you know this. How many of you like donuts? Anybody? Oh man, I love donuts. I love a good sour cream donut, just FYI. And, National Donut Day is June 6th. Listen, is that funny? Okay, awesome. Don't forget me on June 6th, okay? Donuts were created by the Salvation Army during World War I so that they could feed soldiers efficiently out in the field. It was easy to make and they were easy to carry, and they filled them up. Isn't that amazing? That was Catherine Booth and her lassies that she called them. Her and her women went out and served those to soldiers out in the field. Okay, so comes from the inside out, makes a path for others. Millions of people have been impacted by the Salvation Army, millions, all over the world. So your footprint's not dependent on another's. There is no way their legacy would not be where it is today if they had allowed other people's dirty feet to get in the way. And it changed over time. The Salvation Army has been an ever-evolving organization. They need to update their uniforms. I will say that. But incredible organization, making an impact. It's such a privilege to be a part of that. So it is National Salvation Army Week. I don't know if you knew that or not. So I wanted to celebrate that because I think they have left a leadership legacy that will continue for another 150 years. I don't doubt that for 1 second. So just a little bit about what's going on in Southern Illinois. I don't know if you know this. We impact over 25,000 people at the Salvation Army right over there. 25,000 people. Last month we gave out 1,500 food parcels. 1,500 for Williamson County. It's a lot of food. A lot of things happen over there. Rent and utility assistance. Did you know that if you keep somebody in their home and they don't get evicted, you break generational poverty? So we keep people in their homes with rent assistance. We want to keep the lights on. We want to impact the next generation. Huge shout out to the Bank of Herod and Nikki Adelman, who put together 160 snack packs for kids this summer so that we can hand them out in pantry. We had 191 kids impacted by our food pantry last month. So we're doing incredible things there. And I feel like whether you're a person of faith or not, I am a person of faith, I'm a Christian. And I do believe that God has put me here for this season to bring you closer to there. Because your legacy might be for, don't forget them. They need you too. Okay? All right. You need a few minutes, correct? I do, while he's walking up here on your sheet, your footprint. I want you to take just a moment to write out an aha moment today that you can take with you. What's one thing you can do to add to your legacy footprint because of today? And then I'd like you to share it with people at your table. Where are we at on time? We're good.
You have plenty of time.
Oh, I do?
Do you want more?
No. Well, I need to do like a question and answer.
Let's do that.
You want to do that? And then...
Like 5 to 10 minutes?
Like, what did you write? Like a couple people?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then questions? We're
Yeah,
good?
go ahead.
Okay,
I'll just sit up here.
Okay. That's so good. So, somebody initiate, share, introduce yourself. Don't be shy. Was this okay?
I think it was 22 when I came up here.
22. Wow, I'm short.
I think. No, because you have time now.
Yeah, we have time, and they're ready to get here on time. They'll have a few minutes to talk. Okay. Very good.
I wish I could.
It is hot up here.
You know, when you go to John Maxwell conferences, he's sitting on the front row listening to the other speaker, and he's taking notes. So I want to get to that point, because that was my plan today, is sit and take notes. Well, I didn't get seated, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't have, well, I could have, but...
I love that about him.
I do too. Like, I watch from afar. What is he doing?
Yeah, he's learning. He's
And I
still
admire
learning.
that. Yeah.
Still.
Yeah,
Like, dude, what are you going to learn?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. What time is it, do you know? Would you look at my phone and see what time it is?
Okay. Anybody want to volunteer with their... Oh, Stephanie Greer. Is that you? Lisa. I'm so sorry. I thought you remind me of Stephanie. Go ahead, Lisa.
So I like the ditch analogy. And so like on the road again, that would be my new theme song.
I love it. On the road again. You can't go wrong with Willie Nelson. And we are in Little Nashville Cafe.
That's
Right?
right.
Okay, it works. It works. Okay. What else? Who else? Yes, go ahead.
Don't let people with dirty feet walk in your head.
Isn't that good? Don't let people with dirty feet walk through your head. That'll teach. All right, what else? Go ahead, Tricia.
You know what I thought of when you said something, and it reminded me of another quote that I just recently saw and I love, is don't compare someone else's outsides to your insides. So it kind of went along with what you said about how we see, people's outsides and then we compare our insides to their outsides. So I think it just tied in real good.
Good. Can you say that with more of a southern accent? It tied in real good. Aren't you from Kentucky or something? Mississippi? That's why. Okay. All right, anybody else? How about from some of my girls? All right, go ahead.
So one of the things you said, don't let them walk around with your dirty feet. I think that we also need to be careful to not be the dirty feet in
Brilliant.
everyone's head. I
Yep.
don't particularly lead in my job, but I have children,
Yep.
and I know that sometimes things that I say casually, sticks with them a little bit.
Absolutely. It does stick with them. Here's the thing about, we're quick to point out other people's dirty feet, but we're not quick to wash our own. Be quick to forgive. Be quick to let it go unless it's repetitive, and then you have an issue. Move on. We are living in the most offended society I've seen in my lifetime. Get over it. Move. Get back on the road. Okay? So forgive them. Don't let it define you. Move. Go fix what you need to fix with somebody else. Because I guarantee you've hurt somebody. Own it and move. Okay, very good. Excellent. Anybody else? Any gentlemen? Yes, ma'am.
Stay focused on your purpose to always influence your impact.
Stay focused on your purpose to always influence your impact. Brilliant, brilliant statement. Well done. Well done. Yes, stay focused. Okay, one more thing. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to see you all. On your table is our next Southern Illinois Collaboration and LeadHERship meeting. It'll be in Heron at the Elks Club on next Tuesday at from 8 to 9:30. The reason we're having it there is because we're growing and because we need to mix Heron and Marion's women's groups so I can move to Harrisburg and get going in Anna. Okay? So I'd love to see you. Make sure you register. All donations go to the Salvation Army, and they are a tax-deductible thing. Okay. Any questions? All right. You're
Awesome.
up.
Very good. Hey, right here.
Oh,
That was awesome. We're not done yet, so we have a couple announcements, and that includes Darla up here too. I want to make sure that everyone got a red ticket as they came in, because we're going to give away a couple gifts. If you didn't get that red ticket, would you raise your hand right now, and we'll come around and get that red ticket. Okay, it looks like everybody's got that. That's awesome. So as I said earlier, we have the EThOs Power Lunch to help you improve on your leadership every month, the third Thursday of the month. Our next one is on June 17th. And our presenter is Coach Carrie Martin.
Woo.
Carrie, would you come up here? Carrie's going to say a few words about the next presentation.
Before I do that, I want to say that I've never been more proud of my donut eating as I am today. My wife, I get criticized for my love of donuts, but the fact that it's got a historical side to it and the Salvation Army's involved,
eat donuts.
eat donuts. So that was great. So listen, I'm going to talk about kind of my journey between the old school leadership that was around when I first became a teacher and coach. Russ and I read a book together called Command and Control. How I went on to become more of a believer in servant leadership, how it transformed my career, but I also want to share some of the pitfalls when it's done incorrectly. And it's going to be exciting. I cannot wait to share it with you, and I appreciate the opportunity. And let's give it up for Darla again. She was unreal.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're excited about Carrie coming here. So there's 53 people in the room, so that means that everyone can come back and invite one person, right? And we'll fill this room for the next Ethos Power Lunch. That would be exciting. And then the last announcement I wanted to make, and this is exclusive today, is the news, is that we are hosting, Darla, Carrie, myself, and Sarah Wank, along with Ethos at the Citadel, we're hosting the Fan to Flame Conference, which is at the Eagle's Nest at the lake on the West Frankfort Lake. It's a one-day leadership conference. It's on Saturday, August 23rd. And as I said, it features us as speakers plus some additional guests that we haven't named yet. It's a wonderful location. It's a beautiful lake location in West Frankfort. It's at the end of summer, so right before and as school is starting, it's a chance for you to recharge and reignite and to boost up your leadership. And so we offered it last year, and we've done retreats before that. And so there's great bonus offerings too. We've got lakeside cottages there at that site, and you can reserve those for Friday and or Saturday night. If you come on Friday night, and you can have a sunset on the lake. If you have a kayak, we'll put the kayak out on the lake, and we'll have a campfire together with a special program on Friday night. So it's a wonderful weekend, one day plus Friday or Saturday, and on August 23rd. There's flyers for these events at your table. If you're not used to taking paper home, you want to take a photo of those flyers. And then again, register at ethosmarion.org/events. We have another ticket. We're going to draw for 2 giveaways. And Darla, let's do yours first. You want to put the tickets in there? And I'll let you draw. What do you have for us today?
I have a Salvation Army bag and a Salvation Army lap blanket or pet blanket and some tissue. Aren't you excited?
There you go. Awesome.
That's what I have. So I drew it, and I don't know who this could be, but I hope you are proud. Okay, 772, what is that? 066.
We need like another pair of glasses up here.
I do need new glasses. 0667.
0667. Who has that ticket? Is that right? Oh, nice. There you go.
Yay, Rocio. Okay.
Hold on to your tickets. We have one more gift from Ethos at the Citadel.
Okay.
And if you could draw for that one.
I would love
And
to.
we'll read it together.
Apparently. 772-0671.
671. There you go.
Oh, Amber.
Oh, there you go. We have a gift for you
Nice.
as you leave today.
All right,
Hey,
there
I want
you
to thank
go.
you all for participating today.
Okay, thank you.
I love these lunches. How was the food today? It was excellent. Great. So if you are one of those thankful people that have generosity all the time, I want you to thank Matt and Shay Moore for providing the space and the food for today. Get up here and thank Darla again before you leave. And then if you would, Tara, who is program coordinator at Ethos at Citadel, makes this possible. So again, and Luke O'Neill, thank you so much for doing this with us too. You guys have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful third Thursday. We'll see you next time.
I feel like I'm like 150 minutes.